Hello everyone and welcome to another beer review here from the Czech Republic. Thank you very much for watching. Today is Sunday, a bit of a sad day because today is the end of the kids' school holiday, which means that from tomorrow I will have to do a lot of driving again in the morning, coming back as well, then in the evening and coming back. So that's about 220 kilometers a day just for school runs for me from now on again. I really enjoyed the last 8 weeks during which I didn't have to do it, but I guess that's life. So from tomorrow I will be doing the school runs again from here in the northwest of the Czech Republic down to Prague and then back. But it's still one day to go, or at least one afternoon and evening, and I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. And in order to do so, I'm going to have a beer that I haven't had before, mainly because it's a new beer to the brewery as well. They have just recently brewed it and launched it, and I'm really curious about how this beer turns out, and just from a general taste point of view, how it compares to some of their other beers. It is from the mini Pivovar Monopol from Teplice. It's not just a brewery. So the Pivovar, when I say Pivovar Monopol, it's actually a kind of spa hotel slash brewery slash restaurant. So it's a bit of a bigger place in terms of what they're offering, and it's a very interesting place. First of all, the restaurant is really beautiful. It's in the kind of 1920 style, so in the style of the first, Czech Republic. Just beautifully done. It also sometimes reminds me of the kind of 1920s in Berlin. I mean, obviously I wasn't there in the 1920s in Berlin, but comparing it to some things that I've seen in documentaries or in movies, it kind of reminds me their layout of it as well. It's a big spacious hall where you come in, very nicely decorated. The kind of music would remind you of the 1920s as well. And they have their great beer, and I will go into the beer a bit later, but they have great food there, really, really well done food. Whether it's meat or salads, they have basically, a great variety of different foods that would meet everybody's taste. They also have a small cafe where you can enjoy, some pastries and cakes and so on. And then they have a newly opened restaurant which is on the other side of the building, where it's like a summer garden which they it's like a lot of glass surrounding it, and they can open it during the summer, so you kind of sitting outside, but you're not really, they just open a kind of glass around it, and then you still have a roof, but it's open, and it's just absolutely really, really nice. And then the hotel was recently refurbished, the spa hotel. So they have beautiful rooms there. They have a great spa area as well. A beer spa area, and then of course they have the brewery and the beers. And normally, excuse me, normally Monopol beers, at least in my opinion, are probably some of the best I've ever tasted here in the Czech Republic. Especially their 12-degree pale lager. It's an absolute cracker of a beer. They also have a 11-degree semi-dark beer called Karlik, which is just absolutely great as well. So really, really good brewery. And they have different beers as well. They have a kind of 16 degrees, I believe it's 16 or 14, I'm not quite sure yet now. Ale, I think it's 16. And then they also sometimes have a 10 degrees pale draft beer. And then throughout the year they have different beers, like different specials, like a porter, for example, for Christmas, which is also really, really well done. So, in terms of beer and, the kind of place itself, I can only recommend to visit the brewery and the restaurant and the spa hotel in Teplice. to taste their beers, but then also really to get that, the rest of the feeling that they provide, whether it is the food, whether it is the hotel, or just the people itself, because they have really friendly staff there as well. The staff speaks English. Sometimes I've heard them speak German as well. So overall, a really, really great experience that I can only recommend. So if you ever visit Teplice, definitely stop at the brewery, Monopol. If you ever visit the Czech Republic, for example, Prague, take a trip to Teplice because it's really, really close by. And it's not close by, but it's easy to reach. Sorry, maybe I should have said it that way. You can just hop on a train and it will get you there maybe in an hour, maybe hour 10 minutes. If you're driving, it would be around an hour from Prague on the D8 motorway, and then you just take a turn and then it's another 10 minutes. So very easy to get to. So now I'm really curious about this beer because I haven't had it yet. And so far, I've never had a bad beer from Monopol. I don't expect this to be bad either, but I'm really curious about how this compares to the regular beers that they normally have. Now it's called Severka, which kind of reflects where the beer is from, kind of the northwest of the country. It's a session IPA, single hop with hops from Most. It's an 11 degrees IPA with 4.7% alcohol content. It comes in a 1.5 liter PET bottle, just like the majority of, I think all of their bottles, all of their beers can be purchased in a 1.5 liter PET bottle. So let's not talk too much. Let's give this a go because I'm really curious about what this beer is like. Very lively, already a good sign. Maybe a bit too lively, I have to be careful opening it, so I'm not spilling too much or anything. Oh yeah, it's very nice aroma coming from it. Very citrusy aroma, beautiful. Using my Monopol glass, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's very nice glass as well, very nicely wide, the way I appreciate beer glasses. So let's give this guy a go. I have to be careful with the pouring because I think I mentioned this before. These beers are unfiltered and unpasteurized. They are fresh beers and they can be a bit lively. So, when you pour them, you really have to be careful. So obviously I kind of poured it a bit too quick, but that's absolutely fine. It's not gonna change my overall beer experience. But yes, obviously you can see there's quite a big head on it, so I'm very sorry about that. But again, it's not gonna disturb my beer experience in general. But overall, what you can see is well, first of all, a very thick foamy head, which is what you expect from the from the mini breweries, from these fresh beers. But then a very hazy kind of body, kind of dark golden color, but very hazy, which is kind of typical for an IPA anyway. And particularly for the unfiltered beers from mini breweries, you do expect a bit of haziness there. So overall, I think it's a very nice first impression. Let's give this a go and see what it's like. Nice try. Ooh, wow. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I really love this. And again, I think I mentioned this before in another video. I'm not usually a person that likes, okay, sorry, that's the wrong word. I'm not usually a person that drinks a lot of IPAs, APAs, and so on. Because I really prefer the kind of sweaty leisures, the pale lagers. But this one, what can I say? It's just absolutely beautiful. It is, it's malty. You know, it's, I mean, that's what I'm getting in the first place. Then you have these hints of, you know, of citrus notes, which you expect from an IPA. And then there is a bitterness that kicks in, a kind of dry bitterness that kicks in, you know, after the finish. So it doesn't actually kick in while while you're still drinking it, or while you're finishing. It actually kicks in after you're finished. And that's something that I really like about this one. And it's not too strong either. You know, with some of the IPAs out there these days, and I mean, it's called session IPA, right? But with some of the IPAs out there these days, sometimes I feel like as if some of the breweries are trying to outdo themselves by, you know, just having the higher percentage of alcohol content, the better. You know, I'm not a big fan of that, because, you know, there is no need to you know, have a high percentage of alcohol, you know, in an IPA, just to have it there. I think this is absolutely great. It's easy to drink. It's very light in terms of alcohol content with 4.7%. It's nicely balanced. You know, you get the maltiness, you get that light dry bitterness at the end, and then these citrus notes that are just very well balanced into it as well. Overall, I think this is just absolute perfection, in my humble opinion. You know, for my own personal taste, this is absolutely perfect. Really well done. I will take another sip. Wow. Absolutely. Wow. And the good thing is, and again, it's called a session IPA. The good thing is, you know, you can have a couple of these even on a Sunday afternoon or evening, and you're not going to feel the impact, you know, too much. So, you know, from that aspect, I think it's absolutely well done. And I've done a review on a similar beer, a hazy pale ale, I think, which was a collaboration between the Pivovar Clock and Budweiser Budvar, which I found very similar to this, you know, in terms of the drinkability. And I really appreciate when an IPA is as drinkable, as well balanced, and not as heavy. You know, this one is absolutely perfect. I really love it. So, absolutely well done. I can only recommend this. Now, I don't know if this will be a permanent offer in the brewery. They do have their permanent offers. I don't know if this will become part of their permanent offer. If not, I'm sure it will come back next year, because they do bring back, you know, the specials that they have in 1 year. They tend to bring them back the next year again. So if this is not going to be a permanent offering, I'm sure it's going to come back next year again. So if you do get a chance to get this, get it, try it for yourself. I can only recommend it. Absolutely amazing. And again, if you ever come to the Czech Republic and you visit Prague, Teplice is not very far. You can get a train quite easily and visit the brewery. I can only recommend it. And again, it's not only a brewery, it's a great restaurant with great food, a little cafe, a great hotel, great spa area. So I think, you know, you can get the full package if you're really looking for a relaxing holiday. Excuse me. With good beer, this is it. Absolutely amazing stuff. I can only recommend it. And while we're at it, today is Sunday, the 3rd of September. Now, I don't know by what time or by when you will be watching this video, but next weekend, I believe on Friday and Saturday, the brewery Monopol is organizing the Teplice Pivní Rynek, which is a beer festival for small breweries, either from the area or from a little further afield. It will be over 2 days, and there will be, you know, live music, good food, good beer, and just a lot of fun. So I can only recommend, if you are in the area next weekend, visit the Pivní Rynek, from, you know, organized by Monopol and by the city of Teplice. and go and taste all of these different beers and the great food as well. You won't regret it. I've been to the Pivovar in Teplice, and it was absolutely fantastic. And that's it. If you have ever tried any of the Monopol beers, or have been to Teplice, let me know in the comments what you thought. Subscribe to my channel for more beer reviews here from the Czech Republic, and I really hope I will see you again in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great Sunday. Bye bye.